Well, hello there, folks. Welcome to this video on the power of mistakes. The power of mistakes, right? Now, here's the thing, folks. Due to the way the brain is wired up and the way the ego operates, the ego has six core needs. The ego has six core needs, and I've done another video on that another time, another place. But there is a couple of core needs that the ego has that prevent us from actually feeling comfortable to make mistakes, right? But the irony is that in life, we only ever learn from our mistakes, right? Now, there's a great distinction that was shared with me recently, the idea that actually a mistake is actually a mistake, a mistake, a take that we took that was a miss, right? And I think that's a really, really healthy way to think about it. We tried and it missed. We tried and we missed. That's all it is. It's a mistake, right? And whether you're an actor or whether you're an archer, you are constantly just shooting arrows and seeing whether it hits the target or it doesn't, right? And when we reframe mistakes in our minds as trainers, presenters, workshop facilitators, that really helps us learn and grow. But also when we do that within our workshops as well, it allows people time, energy, space to feel comfortable to have a go, have a mistake, as they say, right? So we want to create a learning environment or a growth environment where people feel comfortable to have a mistake, because the more mistakes they have, the faster and closer they're going to get to their eventual goal or outcome, right? So how do we do that? How do we actually set up an environment where people feel comfortable to mistake? Now, number one, you probably want to set it up in your ground rules. You set up in your ground rules where you say, we acknowledge and celebrate all mistakes, right? And you can throw in ground rules like we give grace to others if something goes wrong. We give grace to others if something goes wrong. If something goes wrong, we take a deep breath. We say it'll be okay, right? And we want to set up a ground rule of healthy respect, love for others, and love for ourselves, right? So one of my favorite ground rules is we excuse people's typos, right? We excuse people's typos. A really great one to add to your ground rules. Another one is we recognize that occasionally mistakes will be celebrated and appreciated. We set that as a ground rule. We set that as a rule of general understanding, right? We will also look at how can we celebrate and focus more on effort than outcome. So you want to acknowledge all efforts that are made, and you want to acknowledge all questions that are asked, and you want to acknowledge all performances, right? So great job, well done. I appreciate you. I appreciate that question. That's awesome. Everyone, thank you so much for showing up today. You want to really acknowledge your audience in any way, shape, or form so they feel comfortable as adults to let their hair down, so to speak, and have a mistake or have a go, so to speak. Regardless of the performance outcome, focus on the effort. Now, the next thing and final thing is you want to potentially share your own journey. Share where you struggled in the past and what made, what caused you challenges along your training journey or your journey in the area as well. And letting people know that you're not perfect, nobody's perfect, and everybody's walking on the journey there, right? Because nobody likes somebody that thinks they're perfect, but everybody feels comfortable to hang around somebody else that is willing to go, yeah, I've made mistakes in the past, and what I learned from my mistakes were X, Y, Z, right? And when you can share that all that is we are all learning on a growth journey, people feel a little bit more comfortable to make mistakes in the learning environment. Mistakes are unavoidable. They're unavoidable, right? You are going to make a mistake. So why don't we celebrate it? Why don't we get comfortable with it? And let's take the sting out of it and the stigma out of making a mistake. And actually, let's just validate and acknowledge the awesome effort people put in And strangely, when you actually magnify effort, people feel more comfortable to actually try doing things more and bigger in the future, right? So that is a little bit about the power of a mistake and the power of the different ways that we can actually acknowledge people in a room and encourage them to step out of their comfort zone a little bit more, a little bit more, a little bit more each time, right? So on that note, hopefully you got some value from the video there. As always, like, comment, share. Let's bust the paradigm of avoiding mistakes and moving towards mistakes to a degree, of course. You don't want to completely crash yourself, but no, in life, we have to have mistakes for us to learn and grow. And the best times to ever learn is when we reflect on that mistake. What can I do differently next time? On that note, folks, thanks for watching, and we'll see you on the next one. Bye for now.